All right. Who is ready to learn about copywriting from Ollie? I am. Yeah. Okay. So, kill the music. Kill the music. So, with a background in copywriting, Ollie has quickly become a leading expert in the self-publishing space when it comes to writing book descriptions, titles, understanding how to sell to your customer without them feeling sold to. As a $10,000 a month publisher, Ollie's solidified himself as one who knows and understands what it takes to be successful in the industry. Through his one-of-a-kind course, Double Your Kindle Sales, Ollie is helping publishers step up their game by not only giving them the tools and resources to become better publishers, but helping them understand at a deeper level true marketing, which hasn't been done in any self-publishing course ever before. Ollie is contributing to the community in such a unique way that he is quickly changing the business and how we think about self-publishing. So please welcome Ollie L. Gore.
I'd love to be here. Thank you. I mean, I came here with the microphone alone, so that's all good. Before we start, I just want to ask two questions. First off, who here considers themselves a good copywriter right now? One, that's pretty much what I expected. Who here considers themselves a good writer in general? Yeah, a few of you? Okay, just bear your answers in mind. So the title of this talk is Copywriting Basics Which Drive Sales, but the real title is How to Grow Your Publishing Business and Dominate Your Market as an Underdog. Because what I'm going to talk about in the next 20 minutes or so is going to show you that you don't need any sort of outside influence, you don't need any sort of authority. You can go into these big niches, the really competitive niches, you can get sections of the market, and you can show customers that your book is the solution to their problems. Just to give you a little bit of context about how I came here. As you all know, you met me last night, my name's Ollie, and as you can tell from my lovely accent, I am from the UK. Born there, lived there for 23 years of my life. I'm really terrible at the job thing, awful at authority. So I bought a one-way ticket to China, took off with a backpack, and that taught me one thing, and that was that the world is a big place, and I wanted to see a lot of it, and I wanted to live in a lot of countries around the world. Naturally, I needed a way to do this, so I needed to make money on the internet. Making money on the internet is really hard, I found out. So the first 6 months, I was awful. I was hemorrhaging all my savings. I was pretty much broke. It got to the point where I was in my apartment, and I couldn't afford to turn on the air conditioning. And let me tell you, in 30-degree heat, or 85 for the Americans among us, which is nearly everyone, trying to sleep with just a fan, terrible, like awful. And so my business was on life support until I discovered copywriting. I was searching around on the internet, and I Googled how to make money online as a writer. Found an article that said how to become a copywriter quickly. And that word quickly, I mean, that just said it all to me. I needed to make money really, really fast. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to London, just spend my life crying, basically. My goal was to earn $1,000 in a month because I didn't know anyone who had made more than that. And I was like, $1,000 in a month, I could live in a few places. And I quickly scaled my copywriting business. I became the highest paid copywriter in my niche on Upwork. Within 6 months, I finally found something that had worked for me. When I discovered self-publishing last August, I just want to give a special shout out to D1 because it was his video that actually, opened this self-publishing world to me. And I was like, oh, you can make money with books on Amazon? That's kind of cool. And I used my copywriting knowledge to leverage this and then go from 0 to $11,000 a month in just 5 months. Since then, I've had $1,000 days. For the math wizards among you who are going, that's not $1,000. With ACX and KDP, it was. Just, it's hard to fit everything on the screen. And more importantly to me anyway, that I've been able to keep traveling the world while scaling my business. This year alone, I've been to 12 countries across 3 continents. I went to the World Cup in Russia, which was just absolutely incredible, all while building my business and scaling my income. Emeka talks a lot about designing your ultimate lifestyle, and for me, this is it, riding ostriches in Vietnam. I also have a course called Double Your Kindle Sales. Oddly enough, the #1 testimonial from that course was not a publishing-related testimonial at all. If you can all read that, this is from a guy, Gary, from Australia, who can't be with us today. He said, shout out to Ollie L. Gore. I used the same principles as taught in this course to land my dream job, plus increase my income by 60%. Gary used a lot of the persuasion principles that I teach to get a $40,000 raise at his job. So this is not just a one-trick pony skill that you just apply to book titles, book descriptions. Learning how to communicate persuasively will serve you for the rest of your life. If you're asking, what on earth is copywriting? Simply salesmanship in print, persuasive words designed to sell things, like Kindle books, for example. Before I begin, 2 very important disclaimers. I have tested and applied all of what I'm going to talk about in the next 15 minutes or so to my business. This is not just theory that I read on a book on the plane on the way here. And second of all, what I asked you earlier, you do not have to be a good writer for this to work. Even though it's called copywriting, writing is not the most important part. So I want to start by flipping the switch. It's not about having the best book anymore. A lot of times you approach it from, if I have the best book or if I have the best product, people are going to come and they're going to buy it. Instead, we want to have the hottest market, the best market possible. Small groups of people starving for a solution to their problems. If you're in nonfiction publishing, which a lot of you are, we're not selling books here. We're selling solutions to problems. We're selling information. I want to bring in something called the 1% rule. It's better to appeal to 1% of your market, but have 100% of their attention on your book, than it is to appeal to 100% of the market, but only have 1% of their attention. Specific targeted appeals will always serve you better than broad appeals. You can go into these big niches, and you can find these small groups of people, and you can have all of their attention on your book. It all starts with 3 simple questions about your customers. Number 1, what are their problems? Number 2, how do they talk about their problems? Number 3, what solution are they looking for? Luckily, if you answer 1 and 2, 3 is very, very easy. What are your market's problems? This is not surface level stuff. You can't say, I'm going to do a book about weight loss. Their problem is they need to lose weight. People don't buy books because they need to lose weight. They know they need to lose weight. It's obvious. They know they need to make more money. That doesn't make them actually click the buy button. What is keeping them up at night? What are they worrying about first thing in the morning? What is just going through their mind throughout the day? What is frustrating them? These deep-seated emotional problems. We buy based on emotion, then justify with logic afterwards. And some of you are probably saying, no, I'm a very logical person. The choice to be logical is an emotional choice. Different subsections of these niches have different problems. These 2 guys, who owns either of these books? Hands up. Who owns both of them? Oh, that's interesting. Exact same niche, personal finance. Completely different appeals. The content of their books is the polar opposite. Both of them sold millions because they saw different types of people, different subsections of these niches, and they targeted them. Both of them sold millions with completely different books in the exact same niche. People buy for different reasons. How does your market talk about their problems? Every single market, every single subsection of a market has their own vocabulary, their own language, their own slang. Knowing this demonstrates your credibility. You can go into a niche, no one knows who you are, you can avoid looking like an imposter. Jacob, if I wanted to sell you a book about getting as big as possible, and I used a bunch of vague terms like, you know, get strong, lift more weights, wouldn't work. If I use, no.
It's not the book that I'm looking for.
Exactly. You don't think I have any credibility. You don't really know.
You're not appealing to me.
Exactly. You don't think that I know what I'm talking about, more importantly. Vague terms like lose weight. If you're selling a book to bodybuilders and you use a vague term like lose weight, doesn't work. If you use a specific term, burn fat, the vocabulary, the language of the market, they know what, they believe you know what you're talking about. Same with anyone who suffers from back pain, they will know the exact type of back pain that they have. They'll tell you about it for hours as well. Back pain, very vague. Sciatica, very targeted. Once you know people's problems, once you can see the language that they use and you can use that language in your marketing, the solutions come very naturally. Where do we find all this out? Amazon reviews, pretty obvious, you all know that. YouTube, it's one of my favorite resources for customer research. YouTube's great. It's often one person just looking at a camera, bearing their soul to the world with no hidden agenda. It's amazing. And the best thing about YouTube is we have numbers to back it up. It's not just us making assumptions about our market anymore. The most viewed video on a topic is the one where the problems are most specific. A big reason we're all here today is Emeka's YouTube channel. as he's over there in the back. Emeka, what's the most viewed video on your channel? How to format a book for Kindle in under 10 minutes. Would you have thought that that would be one of the biggest problems in your market? No, never. But the data shows us that it is. Look at the most viewed videos in niches. Type in weight loss story, weight loss transformation. You'll find the reasons that people really are buying stuff. Internet forums and message boards as well. Does everyone know what an internet forum is? Message board, yeah? These are amazing. You can sort by the most viewed and most commented topics. The problems rise to the top. Just to give you a personal example of this, I was in the weird and wonderful cryptocurrency niche at the end of last year. Most of my research came from Reddit. I went on the cryptocurrency Reddit, and I saw that a lot of people in this niche, they didn't care about Bitcoin. Isn't that funny? People in the cryptocurrency niche not caring about Bitcoin at all. They all thought Bitcoin was too expensive. They all thought Bitcoin had had its best day. They wanted these small, obscure coins that they thought were going to make them rich. So I wrote a book, 12 coins under $1 that could being the operative word here, could explode in 2018. Curiosity. Other things you can use, Facebook groups. Great resource, a bit like internet forums. They'll probably take over internet forums within 10 years. Physical products in your niche. People buying weight loss books are also buying weight loss supplements. They have the same problems. Go on Amazon, look at reviews for these supplements or whatever it is, complementary products in your niche. Magazine covers as well, amazing. If you're doing any niches like guitar, just go to the store, look at some guitar magazines. That will show you the problems people have. Infomercials, it's not the 90s anymore, but infomercials are still really valuable. If you're in the memory niche or learning niche, go on YouTube, type in Kevin Trudeau Mega Memory. It's an amazing infomercial from the 90s selling this memory course. The appeals he uses are just as relevant today as they were in the 90s. Human behavior doesn't change. The mediums of selling change. We have to change the message a little bit. But the reasons people really buy things, they don't change over time. You don't have to have great ideas if you can see great ideas. The more research you do, the easier it becomes. People will write your book descriptions for you because they will tell you all their problems. They'll tell you what the solutions are. You don't have to have great ideas if you can see great ideas. At this point, you're all thinking, Ollie, this is great, but how do you actually use this in your books? Don't worry. 4 very basic techniques I'm going to talk about. Number 1, copywriting cash flow technique. Curiosity. Curiosity is the single most powerful selling emotion that we have. There's this guy called Gary Halbert, absolute legend. Best copywriter of all time. Also one of the best self-publishers of all time. Sold one of his companies for $100 million back in the 80s. He found out that if you just tell customers what might be next, the desire to want to know what's next, think like your customer. Think on their journey on Amazon. They don't just see a book and then buy it. They go, oh, that looks interesting. Click on it. They see the headline in your book description. They go, oh, that looks interesting. They decide to read the rest of the description. They get to the end of the description, and then they go, yeah, this is for me. They click on the buy button. Words like secrets, words like mistakes, and how to avoid them. Who here has done a book with mistakes in the title? If you haven't done one, do one for your next book. People are terrified of making mistakes. And often the fear of not wanting to make a mistake is more powerful and more emotionally driven than actually wanting to do something right. Copywriting cash flow technique number 2, contrast. This is one of my favorite headlines of all time. I'll just give you a couple of seconds to read it. This is in the weird and wonderful niche of picking up women. Very popular niche in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. The amazing seduction secrets of a skinny, ugly 6-foot geek. I won't read the rest because this is the most important part. Skinny, ugly 6-foot geek. You would not associate a skinny, ugly 6-foot geek with having amazing seduction secrets. You don't think skinny, ugly 6-foot geeks are good with girls. It's the contrast that works. You're zigging where everyone else is zagging. All these books are talking about one thing. Just do the opposite. It stands out. It's polarizing, especially in these competitive niches. Number 3, hyper-targeting. The 1% rule that I talked about earlier, this is how you actually use it. You give specific benefits to your exact market and stand out from the crowd. If you have a book in the weight loss niche and you've seen that a certain percentage of your market are single stay-at-home mums, 95% of books in this niche are going to use those as the title. How to lose weight quickly, how to lose weight with the keto diet. Doesn't work. Your book, How Single Stay-at-Home Mums Can Lose Up to 15 pounds in Less Than 4 Weeks. I've highlighted these because each one is a new bit of targeting. Single, stay-at-home mums, up to 15 pounds in less than 4 weeks. If you're a single stay-at-home mum, you think that book is for you. You don't think this person's written a book to try and make money. You don't think this person's written a book because they should have written a book. You think that book is for you. Even though you're selling to a lot of people on Amazon, you want to give them the feeling that that book is for them and them only. Before I go on to the fourth and final technique, I want to talk about bullet points, because this is if you're going to learn one copywriting as a technique, learn to write bullet points. This is vital for all of your marketing efforts. It's where you just tease the information in your book or in your seminar or whatever you're selling without revealing all of it. Book descriptions, emails, press releases, sales letters, even YouTube video titles. If you get good at this, you can write all of these much easier and you'll sell a lot more products. Bullet points are sort of like supermarket free samples for your book. This person is giving out beer. By the way, where is this supermarket? Doesn't happen in the UK. She's giving out a little bit of beer, and the guy's going to take a shot. He's going to go, oh, that's pretty nice. Then he might buy the six-pack. If she gave him the whole six-pack and said, hey, it's free, just drink this, and if you want it, buy it afterwards. A, he's going to be full. B, he's maybe going to be drunk, depending on his level of tolerance. But he's definitely not going to buy another one. But people do this in their books all the time. They just tell people exactly what's inside. Got 3 examples on the screen right now. I'm going to start from the bottom because I like contrast. The secret inside the book was that you should never paint your home bright colors because it lowers the resale value. What you actually write in your description is why adding improvements can actually lower the value of your home. People are reading that and they go, adding improvements, lowering the value. What's all that about? Curiosity, contrast. It just moves them along the sales process. Number 2, this is actually an email sent from Emeka himself. The answer in the email of what he was talking about is that college is too expensive and not worth it for most people. He could have used that as a subject line, but now you know exactly what he's going to talk about. It's kind of pointless. You don't need to click it anymore. What he actually said was, my unfiltered thoughts on the value of college. Now you're thinking, oh, want to know what Emeka thinks about college? Let's click the email. Curiosity, contrast, just keeps everything going. And the final one, he could have said, how to lose weight by eating cabbage. What he actually said was the one green vegetable you should eat to lose up to 4 pounds a week. The first one, you can just Google the solution. The second one, you can't. The fourth technique, and the one that no one uses in their self-publishing marketing, is proof. No one proves what they're saying. Anyone can say anything. I could stand up here and tell you you're going to be rich tomorrow. You wouldn't believe me. If I proved it, you would. If you merge your claims with proof, your customers are almost forced to buy from you, especially in skeptical markets like investing, weight loss, and health. Oddly enough, these are the 3 most profitable markets. Good copywriter can't count. Go to scholar.google.com. Has anyone heard of this website before? If you're a student, you probably have. Scientific articles which back up anything you're saying. You can type in any claim you want to make, and you'll find millions of scientific articles. Say, keto diet, weight loss in women. You're going to find an article about Harvard nutritionists have discovered that the keto diet is more effective than another diet. It's not you making the claims anymore. It's someone else. People believe scientists. People believe authority figures. If you've got a book about investing and Bill Gates says, I think Amazon's a really good investment, that's proof. It's not you saying it. It's someone else. This headline would never work. It's full of hype, full of massive claims. But this sold millions. Do you know why? Those 4 simple words at the top. Nobel Prize winning scientists. You can't dispute Nobel Prize winning scientists. Sold millions of nitric oxide supplements because they've proved the claims. I've talked a lot in the past 20 minutes or so, so if you can just remember 3 things and 3 things only, got it right that time. Number 1, the 1% rule. Appeal to 1% of your market, but get 100% of their attention. Number 2, in your book marketing, be very specific about the problem, but you can be very vague about the solution. The solution is inside the book. They have to buy the book to get the solution. And number 3, you can never have too much curiosity or proof in your marketing. For the newer publishers here, I'm not going to sell you anything today. elgore.com. Get a free copy of my book, 7 Deadly Self-Publishing Sins. If you forget that, it's my last name. Just add me on Facebook. For those of you who are interested in my Double Your Kindle Sales course, and you have published a few books already, and you're thinking that you need to take your business to the next level, come and see me after this session is all done, and we can work out a special offer for you. Before I end, I just want to say one more thing. Self-publishing has honestly changed my life, and it's allowed me to not only design my ultimate lifestyle, but actually live it, and it can do the exact same for you. So thank you for having me.